Venye inago, it's a big bag. Not surprised, the conversation's still mediocre. Na bado weni broka, pa uso uko poka. But mimi niko na joka, my boys wana homoka. Nina koroga, so nothing for your gimmicks. I'm still not impressed, I will never bow, that will never be me. Me, I'm busy living, like I won the lotto. Pasi kwenye moto, waheri msoto. I'm still mighty fine, you cannot define. You cannot keep up with this, so let me take my time. Save me from your BS, seeking my vibe. Not a member PS, I do not subscribe. Why happy do the most, with the captain be the host. Like coffee do a toast, wallahi si ya boss. Karibu uko home, Kenya paradise. Blessings in my chrome, mambo fitina. Something going on, it's a phenomenon. Africa blowing up the phone, you must pick up the call. Everywhere we go, it's a link up. Everybody know we are big bag. Everybody know in a chic gap. Venye inago, it's a big bag. There's something going on, it's a phenomenon. Africa blowing up the phone, you must pick up the call. Everywhere we go, it's a link up. Everybody know we are big bag. Everybody know in a chic gap. Venye inago, it's a big bag.
Ayo, Alex.
Yesu tio, talenga-lenga. Ogona lwen, talenga-lenga. Yesu tio, talenga-lenga. Ogona lwen, talenga-lenga. 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 Yesu, Yesu, talenga-lenga. Ogona lwen, talenga-lenga. It's high, living that life. I'm so sanctified, double light, cross dog. I'm so verified. I'm all in this. Mike Jack, the boy bad. That's why I got in this. I'm killing beats, minor league. Jesus died third day, resurrect. Neverland, top tier, part 2. Y'all better drop hits. Get my knees at the altar, should be a rock call. Whoop, whoop. I rep 254, home of the runners, true. Been spitting before Rona, believe I flow, the healer flow. Son of God, walk on me, walk on water, heal the sick, seen the light, light in me. Who are you? You and me, believe in tag did it. Yesu tio, talenga-lenga. Ogona lwen, talenga-lenga. Yesu tio, talenga-lenga. Ogona lwen, talenga-lenga. 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 Yes, yes. Talenga-lenga. Ogona lwen, talenga-lenga.
Inye komanda na, inye jatelo na. Teko mimi ang'eny, kendo igona lweny. Wasigu magoya, biro gasera, sira sara. Hawataweza, tuine jahera, lwenye seloyo, ongenga pingo. Everything turning fantastic, I got the one, so I do the magic. Covered with grace, cause I ask for mercy. I'm rolling with faith, I'm blessed and I'm happy. Whoop, whoop. Daily, daily, tuni favor, ayy. Going like elevator, I'm elevated. Rising like vapor, nothing can stop me. God, I go wait, ayy.
Yesu tio, talenga-lenga. Ogona lwen, talenga-lenga. Yesu tio, talenga-lenga. Ogona lwen, talenga-lenga. 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 Yes, yes. Talenga-lenga. Ogona lwen, talenga-lenga.
It's drama.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Our radio.
Good morning, boys and girls. Good morning, Sheversationalists. My name is Caroline Murote, and you are listening to me live on Power Radio, where when you tune in, you power up, and that is an assurance. Here on Sheversations, the aim is to amplify the female voice. How are you doing this morning? How is your Friday morning going? How is your October going? We are 4 days into October, and how is it going? October inakuanga gani? Inakuanga ya mapombe ama? See, Oktoberfest. Yeah, I need to look for what else is going on in October, because I know November is when men harass us. They refuse to shave, and it's very awkward for some of you guys who have been trying to connect your beard since puberty. Woo! Akiwoye, if you're a man and you're here, you're a Sheversationalist, please don't go. Don't go because I've made fun of your beard. But sometimes we just need to be honest with ourselves. We accept and we move. You see, like me, how I have a 6 head, you can count. Unaweza wekelea kitu hapa mwanze, like, you know, if you need like a bulletin board, mnaweza chora tu kitu hapa, and then you can write notes for yourself and use me as a display board. And that's how it is. You embrace the beauty of who you are and what you are. So if your beard has never connected, if your beard has been 3 apa dengu tutatu ama lines, please, it's fine. You're man enough. We love you and accept you partially. Conditionally, because why is your beard not growing, sir? Why is it not growing? Why? I'm a ladies, no, how is it? Do we care about these things? Do they matter? Or you know, bother to, like, you know, his pocket has substance and his brain, of course, you know. And which one is more important to women? I remember a couple of weeks ago, one of the questions of the question of our day was what was it? That women love money more than men, like in a bad way. Like, like women are always wanatafuta pesa when it comes to men. And so what's more important to you guys? Is it a man who has brains, you know, who can generate money at some point? Or is it a man who already has money? Ama, he has money, lakini ni kama like, okay, alipata hiyo pesa, but you're not sure what he has. So mnajaribu kuongea, no content, nothing. So that's going to be our question of the day. So let me know what you think. If you're a man, give me what you have experienced, what you've heard, what you've seen, what you've observed. And if you're a lady, let me know. Let me know how it is. Let me know if we care about men physically. Do we care about them intellectually? Or do we only care about the financial substance that they care, you know, that they carry for us? So I have opinions, but I'm not going to share them. I'm going to wait to hear yours first. And if you don't send them, basi mtakaivo. So I just want to wish you guys a good morning. We are going to have a wonderful, wonderful show. If you want to reach out to us, kindly do so on our socials. So that is at Power Radio on TikTok, on X, on Instagram, as well as Facebook. And you can reach out to me, Caroline_Murote on Instagram. Facebook, I am there as Caroline Murote. Twitter at Caroline Murote. TikTok niko huko, lakini msiende kuniangalia huko. Kuna videos niliweka that they're quite embarrassing. And I don't know what it is about TikTok that is honestly brain rot. Imagine I said it. And I know some of you social media gurus are gonna come for me. No, every platform has value. It's true. Every social media platform has value. But guys, the amount of brain rot that is on TikTok. Brain rot is basically when content, the value of content is drained of all its substance. Like, unaona, maybe if you had a watermelon, which maybe was very rich in flavor, and then, you know, sijui they were planted a bad crop, ama wakaziweka chemicals so that they can just pump up, look beautiful, look shiny, but then not actually grow at the right pace, so they don't have the proper development process, then that thing is going to be tasteless. It's going to be tasteless. So we understand this when it comes to fruits and vegetables, what it actually means to have quantity with no quality. And I think TikTok really encourages that. Very few people are using TikTok to their advantage. The rest of us are just dying. The rest of us, we just jump on there. We see what people are doing. We do it too. And I'm not saying that there's an issue, but honestly, monkey see, monkey do. And I know right now that there's a lot of brainless people out here putting out videos on TikTok. Because honestly, when I enter TikTok, as much as I can train my algorithm, you see how you train your pet, your animal? Social media is an animal that you can train. This beautiful thing called an algorithm, whatever it is that you click on, click. You don't have to like, you don't have to share, you don't have to comment, you don't have to download, you don't have to save it. As long as you click on it, even if it came up, it was on your For You page and it was just a suggestion. As long as you have clicked on it, you're training your algorithm what you like, especially if you have consented to those fine print terms. The agreements, agree to all. Yes, I agree to the terms and the conditions that we never read. Then the social media platforms send your personal data to advertisers because they are using this information to personalize what they're showing you so that the people and the content you are most interested in is what you're going to see. Hence, you're getting marketing for these organizations. So please remember that you can train your algorithm. And even though you can, the amount of brain rot on TikTok is beyond me. So nishawaambia msiende kwa TikTok yangu because I am part of the problem. Truly I am. I was not trying. Maybe now that I have said this, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is and actually do better. But yes, I am excited because everybody knows if you're a Sheversationalist, then you know that I love a beautiful sunny morning. I love it when people, do well with their hearts. They go, they honor God, and then dhambi zinaondoka kidogo. I've been seeing a lot of reposts of this video that Mike Munyiri did. It's a reel that he did on his Instagram. If you don't know Mike Munyiri, fix your life. Fix it right now. Right now, go on Instagram and fix your life. But yes, so he did this video as the Apostle Paul speaking to the people of Nairobi. And he was like, Mtubu, I am not only surprised, I am also shocked. And he went on that mkona dhambi, guys, mkona dhambi. And my theory, because, sometimes we're in class here in Professor Caroline Murote's class, my theory is that mkifanya dhambi mingi, that's when the weather becomes weird. So when the sun is clear, then I'm like, people are okay with God. And please don't quote this. This is not in scripture. It's not in anybody's book. This is just me. This is just the book of Caroline. So don't come for me. Don't come for me. And so what did we listen to right before I started telling you the 6 million things? We had Mohanji and Vinci saying Yesu Tio. And right before that, we were linking up with MDQ, that's Modoni, the drama queen, Hook and GR. And right about now, we're going to listen to some Awesome by Nikita, followed by Polaris Pauline saying Tufanya. So, si Tufanya ikitu.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio. So fresh is on the beat. When you come around, when you come around, when you come around, gotta use my phone. When you come around, the pictures, the colors, so awesome. The series, the camera, so awesome. The pictures, the colors, so awesome. The series, the camera, so awesome. Ay, ay, ay. Awesome, 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 awesome. Take a picture with it. Take a picture with it. Awesome, 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 awesome. Take a picture with it. Take a picture with it. Ay, ay, ay. Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio. Dun, da, da, dun, da, da, dun. Dun, da, da, dun, da. Dun, da, da, dun, da, da, dun. Ni kama naelewa lakini sielewi. Dunia nzima uliona mshenzi na hitabia sijaiona na watu From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Welcome back, and welcome. If you are just joining me here on Sheversations, it is 19 minutes into the show, and you are welcome on board. We are having a mighty good time. That was Polaris, Pauline saying Tufanya, and we had Nikita carrying right before that saying awesome. I hope you're enjoying the music. Let me know what kind of music you want to hear. Here we support underplayed, we support underground, we support everybody that nobody else wants to support. So if you know an artist who you'd like to be given platform on this space, just holla. If you're the one, or you know a guy who knows a guy, a friend who knows a friend, let me know. On my socials, we already shared those, but in case you didn't catch that, that's at Caroline Murote or Caroline_Murote on Instagram. Send me a DM, slide in there and say, hey, I have a dope playlist for you. And you are bound to hear your music played on this show. Already, so what's going on? What is happening? Not good things, because I've been talking about how, we need to share the stories because they exist and because they're important and because we aim at creating impact. Because why are kids disappearing? So right here on Citizen Digital, we have an article that was posted this morning, and there was a 13-year-old pupil called Joseph Duncan Othiambo from Komarok South Primary School. Grade 5 student. He vanished on the 28th of September. So that is about 6 days ago. Yes, about 6 days ago. And he was attending his Saturday remedial classes, and he didn't get home in the evening. So the father, who's called Edward Otieno, called the teacher. The teacher said, nah, he's just going to escort his classmate, his colleague, who is unwell. I'm going to make sure that he's dropped in the evening. And by the way, this conversation is happening 9 p.m. So imagine that your 11-year-old, your 12-year-old, your 13-year-old grade 5 pupil, like a child, is not home by 9 p.m. and they just went to a remedial class and they were supposed to be home probably by late afternoon, by 5. By the time the street lights came on, that child was supposed to be home. So what happens is that the teacher says, no, I'm going to make sure that he gets home. Don't worry. He calls all the way until midnight. And then the teacher says, stop calling me. Stop it. Just like that, out of the blue. Like, you promised that you're going to get the child home. You didn't get the child home. So what happens is that the father and his family reported this to DCI. The teacher, who's called James Mutuko, went to be investigated by DCI, but then he was later released, and there wasn't much feedback. So right now there's just the family is appealing to the public for help to find their missing son, because what is that? What's that? What's actually happening? And how is it that there's an adult who is responsible for this pupil, and the parents and the family don't know where their son is, and the police have been involved, yet no resolution, no response, no answer. So when we say that our justice system is broken, it's not just empty ranting. Our justice system is broken because the people that should be entrusted in pulling in the resources, taxpayers' money, funded authority figures who are being paid are just not doing their work. Because yes, I do understand that we are not always in the place, to receive information about ongoing cases. I understand that some of these situations are sensitive, but also no. Can we stop pretending like this is normal? Can we actually stop pretending like this is okay for kids to just go missing, for teachers to just say, stop calling me, as if the parent who's expecting their son home, their 13-year-old son, is inconveniencing them. And the fact that this is normal and it doesn't create public outrage. The fact that these stories are so many that you don't even know which one you think about just says so much about our broken justice system. It means that if whatever it is that can go wrong, will go wrong in Kenya. And there's people that you can point fingers to and say it is because of you and you and you. Because if that teacher did their job, that student would be home. If the DCI did their job, the parents would have had assistance. Because tell me why, as a parent, as a law abiding Kenyan citizen, why would you contact DCI and then they release the teacher and not give you responses as to where your missing child is? Then what's the point? What's the point? Because anytime they have a vendetta against somebody, if it's an activist, if it is a blogger, if it is a journalist, a lawyer, we often find them in rivers. We find them in quarries. We find their dead bodies, rest in peace. Some of them go missing forever. So why is it that our justice system, some parts of it is very effective when it comes to protecting government, but when it comes to protecting common wananchi, Uraya, we just suffer? Why is that? Please ask yourself that question, because that does not sit right with me whatsoever. What else is going on? What else is happening already? So here, a little bit on the international scene. Let's just jump right over there before we come back home. Diamond Platnumz has celebrated his birthday, or was celebrating his birthday on the 2nd, and he shares that birthday with his son. So the interesting thing about this is, yay, mothers and their sons. Guys, what's that? There needs to be a name. Is it called Oedipus syndrome? Is that the one where little girls attach to their fathers and then... No, that's for kids. Actually, leave that alone, because that's for children. The little bit of psychology that I did, I remembered that there's something called Oedipus complex, where I think little girls fall in love with their fathers and then vice versa. Little boys fall in love. That one has a different name. Or maybe I'm switching them. That's not it. But what is this unhealthy attachment mothers have with their adult sons? Because why is it that East Africa's father... This East Africa International, because this man decided to go and reproduce with a woman from a different country in East Africa. So you have Uganda, you have Tanzania, you have Kenya, and he's like, listen, I'm doing the thing. I'm doing the thing. I'm going to make sure that I have a baby everywhere. Na kuna mwenye hata I'm not even going to acknowledge. Anyway, why is it a grown man who is the top of the charts in this continent, whether you like him or not, whether you think that he is a good person or not, he is an excellent artist. We cannot take that away from him. He is very creative. He's great at networking. His marketing team are ever on fire. So listen, haters are gonna hate, but the truth is that Diamond Platnumz is a very hardworking artist. His morality, on the other hand, the compass is all the way left. It's off. It's gone. It fell off. Nowhere to be found. Era 404 gone, missing. Do you understand? So, but what is it about a man who has his full mental capacities, who cannot make decisions for himself? Because this mom, Mama Dangote, as the internet calls her, she's ever embarrassing whoever this man is with. And I genuinely feel like, please, if you want to marry your son, marry your son. If that's what you want, just marry your son, because it's fine. He is also responsible for not being able to make his decisions. But if you want to marry your son instead of keeping him floating, because sometimes, what do we say? Garbage in, garbage out. Train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they grow up, they will not depart from it. That's scripture from the Bible. And I feel like if you raise up sons who are coddled, they never leave the nest, even when they're successful international stars, businessmen of acclaim. So what's going on is that, as Zuchu is there fighting for her life to be claimed as a girlfriend, the mom is like, I want him to have a wife. So she's not saying, I would like Zuchu to be Diamond's wife. She's saying, I want Diamond to have a wife, and these are the qualities of a wife that I would love my son to have. And she goes on to list so many virtuous qualities, but does not acknowledge that her son is in a very public relationship with another very public artist, very known, very popular, very successful artist in their country and also in the continent of Africa. So I just found that a little bit weird, and I just want to say that if you're a son somewhere who has a beautiful relationship with their mother, sometimes you just need to fly off the nest, because you loving your mom and respecting your mom is not the same as you being controlled and you being, puppeteered by your mother's intentions. At some point, you need to grow up. You need to man up. You need to have balls and decide, are you a man or are you a boy? And so that is our message right now to the lion himself, as he calls himself, Diamond, Dangote. gotten whatever it is that he's referred to as. Because these stories are annoying. And also, Zuchu, honestly, just save yourself. You have time. You're young, whatever it is that you've gotten, you've gotten a lot of it. Please save yourself, unless it's for PR. And in that case, if you're using him for success, all the best, babe. All the best. Do you? Okay. So before we continue with what's going on, because there's quite a bit going on. There's quite a bit. We're gonna come back to Kenya with the relationships. We are gonna hear from Flyer, and he's saying vijana wanataka kazi, and isn't that true?
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Yeah. Baba, nitafutie kazi huko serikali, kakuna kanafasi niwekwe bahali, akiana nisitaambia mtu huku. Baba, shida yangu dunia mapato, sinishikanishe na kaparastato, wakiniita tutaona na kando. Vijana wanataka kazi, wana elimu, nguvu na vipaji, lakini Kenya hizi kumejaa wajuaji. Kupata kazi huku ni roketi sayansi. Vijana wanataka kazi, kwani maisha ngumu bila kazi. Sasa Nairobi mji umejaa majambazi, ni wengi wanategemewa nyumbani. Wafanye aje mama, nileze wapi naweza nika apply? Je, kuna kandarasi tunaweza wae? Nikuulize, si unajuanga mtu huku mama? Mambo yako nitakona hii weekend, mi sina noma na kugawa pa DM. We wakumbushe tunipostiwe huku. Vijana wanataka kazi, wana elimu, nguvu na vipaji, lakini Kenya hizi kumejaa wajuaji. Kupata kazi huku ni roketi sayansi. Vijana wanataka kazi, kwani maisha ngumu bila kazi. Sasa Nairobi mji umejaa majambazi, ni wengi wanategemewa nyumbani. Wafanye aje na sikupenda kwetu ni vile hali inaleta pressure. Ni kitu gani? Sikupenda kwetu ni vile hali inaleta pressure. Ni kitu gani? Kupata kazi imekuwa kazi, wasichana wanataka mtu ana kazi, watoto wanataka nani wipes na diapers. Maisha kweli ni ngumu bila kazi.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
So that was a Flyer saying vijana wanataka kazi, because see, that's what we want, employment is a scarcity. And this song is speaking to the culture of kila kitu ku Kenyan connections. Everything is connection. So, mama is whoever it is that is in a position of power. Do you remember in high school, because this happened everywhere across the world, I can guarantee you that there was a literature teacher or an English teacher somewhere talking about a car that was crossing the road and was the color blue. And then she asks, what is the significance of this color? And then she goes on and says that, no, it means that when the car hit this person, there was gloom. And then, now it means and you're lost. And that's how some of us left the chat, honestly. But I was one of those that were understanding when the teachers were saying, tell us the symbolic meaning of the color red. Tell us what this tree represents in the middle of this poem. unfortunately for the rest of you guys, mi nilikuwa naelewa. So, I'm very interested in symbolism and in messaging, especially with lyrics, especially when you're a poet. It's your heartbeat. Words are your heartbeat. So mama in this song is everybody who has a connection, everybody who can give somebody a job is a good person, is somebody who's looking out for the people. But it's very sad that a lot of people will earn skills and earn qualifications and never be able to get just one foot through the door because the systems are so broken. Because then what's the point of systems if they don't work? What's the point of structures if they don't work? It means that they're redundant. It means that everything that you're doing for 12 plus years of your life, if you went through the full education system from nursery school, from primary school, all the way to tertiary, it means that that was a complete waste of your time if it doesn't account for anything. And that's very sad. That's a very sad reflection of the society we're living in. But going back, into what's happening, and speaking of society, the state of relationships on social media is just absolute trash. Because leave TikTok alone and brain rot. Because if you look at what's going on the gossip pages, I do, because it's my business. It's my business to know what people are knowing. What are people saying about the people that know things? What are people saying about the people that say things? It's my business. And what's going on is that there's just so much drama there between The Pluto, who is he's a content creator, sanitization expert. Well, that's how he got into fame. And his girlfriend, Felicity Shiro, who's also a content creator, Ali cheat. Now there's just so much drama. This other side, Oga Obina and Demwa FB, it might be clout, and just I gave them props, for the business relationship that they have, where he was able to take her under his wing and buy her a car, and we celebrated that, only for them to expose him that car was on loan, was not actually her car. It was all for PR. And then we have more going on with the exes who have made it here onto the show as well. Eve Mongai and her ex-director Trevor. Eve Mongai she's a journalist, she's a citizen journalist, and she creates content as well. Right now she has her own show on YouTube that she's hosting, and director Trevor is the director of a media space where they report paparazzi, because that's truly what it is. And if you go over to Nairobi Gossip on YouTube, that is all you're seeing. Over the past 2 weeks, that is all we're seeing on these pages. And honestly, guys, can I just say that if you don't know what you're doing in love, if you just suspect, labda mtu alimention out of the side of their mouth one day that a relationship, like mnadu, just don't put it on social media. That's all I'm saying about all these things. Please, if you don't have your affairs in order, if you do not have a marketing strategy, if you do not have a publicist, if you do not have a PR guru who's gonna panga your fake life on social media, ama mavitu mnafanyiana huku nje, yet you're a very public platform, I would just advise you to pull down everything and start over. I will advise you, because this clout chasing, at the end of the day, there is a scripture that says that a good reputation is worth far more than rubies. That, sometimes you have money, but when you have a bad reputation, tricks kidogo. And I just want to say that it's honestly disgusting. I don't really care about anybody's relationship when it comes to public figures, because there's just a couple here and there, and maybe they're only stable because of their value system, maybe something religious, maybe they come from a very cultural setup, maybe they're Muslim. There's just a couple of couples who are in the limelight, both of them as public figures, who make sense. And so again, the same way I tell you guys, stay off of TikTok if you don't know how to train your algorithm. Just do not look up to these people, because that is how we're training ourselves. In the last show, we were talking about the quality of what we see on social media and how that is bringing up our young generation. And I'm just continuing to see more of it. And the more I see, the more I'm convicted to say, please just leave all of these people alone. Because at the end of the day, they're going to cash in. Because the more eyeballs are there on their social media, the more platform they have, the more advertisers are paying them to promote products, even in the middle of their scandals. Yet, because you spent hours and hours reading, researching, following these people, what you see, what you eat is what you become. best believe, even with content, what you eat is what you become. This is 2 minutes of my day. But if I was spending every single, I was spending a good 2-3 hours of my day consuming this kind of content, that's what is on my algorithm. Best believe I wouldn't even be in a position to have this conversation, because I would just be, I would be a shadow of myself. And I just want to say that just because it's out there doesn't mean that it's worth listening to. Just because it's out there doesn't mean that it's worth watching. Let us be in the culture. Let us be intentional with filtering the kind of content that we allow to reach us, that we give space so that we can clean the airwaves, so that we can be intentional with regards to what we are receiving and what we are giving space to. And moving right along. So this is both local and international. And when it comes to the law, the law has been very interesting. Like anything that has to do with the law, I mean, not everything, no, but like when it comes to the implementation of our policies and the interpretation of our constitution by our public figures and the people who we hold accountable to uphold the statutes in our constitution, everything is upside down. So Kenya introduces a digital nomad work permit. This is an article on the Nation that was released on the 2nd. That's a couple of days ago. So that would have been on Wednesday. And so what am I seeing here? I am seeing an opportunity for those in a position of power to make money off of tourists, and by opening local spaces to people who are not here to stay, people who are just passing by, it means that you make our country and whatever spaces they're going to be passing, whatever spaces will be targeting these people's money, you're going to make it some sort of duty-free section in the airport. If you've ever flown, you've passed by a duty-free section. Duty-free is after customs, after you've checked in. And you're about to go to the section where now you're just waiting to board. Everything on your passport is stamped. They just need to check that you have your ticket, you have your passport. Welcome on board, ma'am. Welcome on board, sir. So hizo ma chocolates, hizo ma vitu zenye zinakuanga hapo in shillings, but mostly in euros, in pounds, and in US dollars, because they are catered to an international audience, an international market. And I don't have an issue with it, but in Kenyan shillings, common mwananchi cannot afford. I can afford chocolate. I can afford bags. I can afford t-shirts written Jumbo Africa, Hakuna Matata, Karibu Kenya. I can afford those things typically, but not at the duty-free section. So now imagine if your local petrol station grocery store, which is normally quite costly, now becomes like another duty-free section. Your local Carrefour, because they know that now anybody who's near this airport, so any Naivas, any Quick Mart, any Carrefour, Carrefour, for those of you that actually know how to pronounce these things, becomes like a duty-free. So what I'm seeing is it looks like a forward and upward development, but it's actually not. Because we open spaces to the international market in a way that is not geared to protecting us as locals. And this is not an us versus them. It's our government against us situation. I have no problem with anyone from any country. But because I know my government, I know what's happening here. This is not a good thing, because this revenue is not coming back into my country. Kenya is already a tourist nation. But now we're going to make everything a zoo. And we're going to make prices that are friendly and geared towards tourists, meaning that common mwananchi will not afford. Because anywhere where there are tourists, check the prices. If you're privileged, you can afford it. And in case you can afford these things and you don't know that you're privileged, now you know that you're very, very privileged. You're not common mwananchi. If you go to the mall and you can normally easily afford those earrings that they sell, normally targeted towards wazungus and foreigners and people from other outside of the country, just know that you're privileged. Even if you feel like you're broke and, oh my God, it was just 200 bob. No, there's somebody selling those earrings, uku inje for 40 bob. That's the real price of those earrings. So now imagine if everything around spaces that tourists would frequent, because now more of them would come and stay longer without prescribed, or rather they have more flexibility when it comes to their stay, prices would go up. And who gets the revenue? Who gets the foreign revenue? good PR for the country, terrible for Mwananchi's pocket. So guys, please stay woke. You know, when we see these things that look like development, ask yourself, how is it affecting you as an individual? What does it mean for common Mwananchi? What does it mean for that woman who is looking for 50 bob to feed her and her 2 kids at the end of the day, or a university student who's using 100 bob to buy themselves lunch and get themselves home? So please stay woke. Do not be lied to, because some of these things that are being introduced, most of them actually, they're not for you. They are for the 1%ers, and unfortunately, even for the privileged, most of us are not 1%ers. Let's take a break from all of this madness and listen to Power Cable by Brandy Minor and Okello Max.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Set the operation nice and fitty. Roll one up, yeah. Things it can get tricky. Napenda kumedi na mziki. Kama ni mapenzi then baby, ulinifanyia nini? Cause I really wanna get time. You get know ya, like any time flies. Ntaku treat like I'm supposed to. If you just let me show ya. Takupa rest on my chest and my shoulders. I must have on my tele. I think him and I fell in love overnight. Loving him since then. I must have on my tele. I think him and I fell in love overnight. Loving him since then.
Without you by my side, I swear I'm not able. Face this thing called life, I feel I'm not stable. So you are my lifeline, my only power cable. Oh, my able. Look at the stars, shining so bright to get your attention. But we're so in love, so magical. I'll never love again. Believe it's planning a future now. And when we make love, you taking all the pain away. Otina timranade, universal love me ani chango atonde nate. Pokna yudo machalo kodi ale moni ani bende. Abide Luanda Miguel no. Okana go pain, okana podi. I must have fun my tele. I think she and I fell in love overnight. Wanted her since then. I must have fun my tele. I think she and I fell in love overnight. Wanted her since then. Without you by my side, I swear I'm not able to face this thing called life. I feel I'm not stable. So you are my lifeline, my only power cable. Oh, my able. Without you by my side, I swear I'm not able to face this thing called life. I feel I'm not stable. So you are my lifeline, my only power cable. Oh, my able.
Was so scared to fall in love again, but your touch is everything. When you're my everything, get to fall in love again, cause your touch is everything. When you're my everything, when you're my everything, when you're my everything, when you're my everything. Oh, was so scared to fall in love again, cause your touch is everything. When you're my everything.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
And that was a Brandy Minor and a Kilo Max saying, "You're my everything, you're my baby." Guys. We want the dream team. We want the Kikuyu girls, you know, Wasichana wa Murema and the boys from the lake to come together, and then we end tribalism in this country. Amaje. So guys, please come find me my Luo man who's gonna come break my heart. Cindio, Ama, see, they normally say I've just gotten over my last heartbreak. Now I'm ready. Ndio wanivunja roho tena. Yeah, but oh my God, you know, if somebody's son from the lakeside comes and sings to me like Okelo Max and tells me, "Hey, Jaheri, you're my baby, a girl toto, I will die." Wacha nikwambie, you guys, you might not see me here for the next couple of weeks because I will not be okay. That is, it's easy. It's easy. Nishawambia, it's very easy. It's just words. Words are my currency. That's what does it for me. And yeah, we celebrate. This is a beautiful song. This is a beautiful love song. And I'm going to put this on my wedding playlist for the husband that does not exist because mekata. Because hamko serious. You people, you're not serious. But do you know who's serious about life? Who's serious about life are the powerful women that we celebrate here on Sheversations. Because on Friday, we have migrated, you know, from the segment that we had. If you've been here, you know what it was. Now it is a powerful women. And we are shouting somebody who's been doing the most, somebody who's been winning in life, a lady who is... pushing boundaries, breaking barriers, and is a trailblazer, a trend setter. And today we have Victoria Rubadiri. We have Victoria Rubadiri, and that is who we are celebrating. That is our powerful woman for today. So let me tell you a little bit about Victoria Rubadiri. So the shorty was born in 1987. In case you're curious, because I come with the receipts. I come with everything. So in case you wanted to know, she's 37 years old. She's been around for 3 decades. She knows what she's doing. And what she's been doing exactly is that she is a Kenyan journalist. She is a news anchor. She's a show host. She's a media personality. She's a moderator. She does it all when it comes to communications and media. So you can tell that she's one of the people that I look up to. Like, I stan. If you know Victoria Rubadiri and you're Sheversationalist, or Victoria ma'am, if you're watching this, we love you over here. So what is she doing right now? She's currently winning in life. She's an anchor with CNN International in Kenya. And hizi majina kubwa, hizi majina heavy zenye hata ujuangi, CNN inasimamia nini? Let's just take a moment. Let's do a Dora the Explorer moment. If you have toddlers around, ama you get lost on those internet streets and you've seen Dora saying, "What color is this?" Silence. "I'll wait." And she's expecting the kid on the other side of the screen to respond. What does CNN stand for? What does CNN stand for? Do you know? Exactly. Kama ujui what something stands for, it's most likely important. This is how you get misled, guys. Don't listen to me. I don't know what CNN stands for, and it doesn't mean that it's something important if you don't know what it stands for. It could also just mean that you're ignorant. So please don't diagnose yourself through me. Do not, because you're going to be misled. So for Miss Rubadiri, before she became a TV anchor, she worked as a radio presenter at Capital FM, right here in our capital, Nairobi. So I am in good company. You see, I'm on my way there, but lakini mambo yenu ya TV mistaki kusema ukweli. And she is a mother to a daughter called Neema. And in case you don't know, Neema means grace. That's such a beautiful name. So let's go, before we get into the things that she's been doing, the things that she has achieved, let's look into where did she come from? Origins. This is her villain origin story, but no, she's actually the hero. She's not the villain. There's no villain in the story. So her mom is Kale and Masai. Imagine having, like, you know, you've taken the whole Kenya's national tribe, because uko nje isn't misappropriation of, it's not misappropriation of culture if you actually acknowledge and honor where it comes from. So uko nje, the national dress of Kenyans is the Masai Kale attire. So she is literally Kenyan's national tribe. That's, you know, if you're looking at it from a diasporan perspective. And her father, surprisingly enough, I didn't know, and I know a lot of us might not have known, is a Malawian. Did you know that? Did you know that her father is Malawian? So yeah, the mom is a Kale Masai teacher and the dad is a Malawian diplomat. So that's a beautiful, hey, Kizungu Mingi. Kizungu Mingi, mnasikia hizi majina, diplomat, teachers. Guys, do well for your kids. Ndio wakiulizwa, what does your mother do? What does your father do? Let it sound nice. Let it sound beautiful. Just think about your children. When you're choosing life partners, think about your children. Ama, if you've fallen in love na hakuna kitu mnaweza fanya, tafuteni tu a fancy name for it, the careers you do. Watoto wenyu wasichekelewe shule, wasemange ya diplomat. Hata kama it's diplomatic affairs in... Please, I've told you guys not to take advice from me. Sometimes I want you to listen, and sometimes I'm warning you. Nishawa warn, musini quote. So Miss Rubadiri, comes from a mixture of white and African roots. So she is a cocktail of everything beautiful. Her grandmother has Kikuyu, Maasai, and Seychellois roots. Seychellois is Seychelles. Yes, so she's a African French babe. She is also white. She's African. Girl, the cocktail is swirling. There's a lot of swirling going on here. And her grandfather was half Calais and half Scottish. As if that's not enough. Like, so what are you? I don't have an issue with it, but what are you? She's just Kenyan. We'll just agree that she's Kenyan because where do you even start? Mnaanza na percentage gani? I don't even know. The name that she has was given to her by her grandfather, who chose it after being liberated from slavery in Oman. Do you see people's life stories? Meanwhile, your grandparents refused to take land when other people's grandparents were being given free land by Kenyatta and our ancestors. Your grandfathers were refusing. Other people were fighting and being liberated from slavery. What was your grandparent doing? Nisawa, it's not you. Yes, it's not, but what were they doing? Like, do better so that your grandchild can have a beautiful life story. And she has a sister who's called Mabel Rubadiri, so there's two of them, and she is a Kenyan citizen by birth. She spent part of her childhood in Kenya, and then she schooled in the US. So she moved to the US with her family when she was 10 years old. So that heavy accent makes a lot of sense. That very foreign accent really makes sense because when you're 10, you know, you're just a fraction of who you're still gonna become. And then she returned to Kenya with her family in 2010 after completing her university education. Do you see how they're moving as a unit? Do you see how successful people do it? Alafu kuna sisi wengine where you don't even know sahi, where's your sister, where's your brother? Some of you guys are catching strays unprovoked. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't mean to bring up your childhood traumas and your family dysfunctions, but you know, if it's true, it's true. Sijui, it is what it is. So she identifies as a Christian. Watu wa Morema. She sells seashells at the seashore. I'm not badly off. I'm better than you. I know I'm better than you. She associates herself with Christianity to date. So she's a girlie who's interested and deep about her faith. Sa alisomea wapi. So now if you want to become like her, you look up to her, you want a similar background for yourself. If it's too late for you, live vicariously through your children. Please don't. Please stop doing that. Kama mlishindwa, stop torturing your kids. Let them do what they want to do. If they want to become useless, it is their decision. If they want to become DJs and artists, it is their decision. If they want to become lawyers, it is their choice. If they want to have sugar daddies, pray for them. But remember that it's their choice. Can we stop trying to live our broken dreams through our children, especially when you're forcing them? But anyways, if you feel inspired by Victoria and her story, this is the background that she has that might get you closer to getting that, right? Yes. So she went to Rusinga School, and then for secondary school, she went to Atlantic City High School in Atlantic County, which is in New Jersey, US of A. And this was in 1999. 1999 mlikuwa wapi? If you're 37 years old now, or close to that age, where were you in 1998? Were the roads in your school tarred? I need to become a serious person. I've become a serious person. I'm a very serious person. And then she went to university in Temple University in Philadelphia, which is in Pennsylvania. Wacha, let me start. Hawezi sema vitu zingine. Ukiwambia your home village, watazisema? Please, let me struggle. This is a foreign language. Let me struggle. Okay, I know this one. Pennsylvania. Pens kama kalamu mingi. Pencil kama Sylvia. Pennsylvania. Unaona? And that's how you do it, class. So she went to Temple University in Philadelphia, which is in Pennsylvania, USA. And then she did a Bachelor of Arts in Broadcast Journalism in 2009. I studied the same thing. So even me, I'm a great person. Yeah, we're there. Tuko karibu. So we're being inspired and we are right on track. And then she was doing fancy things. She was editing as an intern. She was a personal assistant at some big company in Brooklyn. Akinisha Choka. Guys, DJ Khaled, if you know who that is, he has this album that I like. I talk about this thing every month, every week when I have a chance. It's called Suffering from Success. Because it's too much. You know, when you have too much and now you're suffering, you have problems because you're rich, because you're successful. This is suffering from success. That's what it is. When we look at the broken systems and then we compare to the systems that are working, not to glamorize the West or to idolize or to, speak into inferiority complex. No. A working system is a working system. And because when something is working, it bears fruit. So if she's the fruit of this kind of education, then you know that those systems work, right? That's how you know something is quality, when the fruit has quality. So, suffering from success, this is a lot. This is, ata hakuna mali naona hapo mali kuna vumbi. Does she know dust? Does she know? Anyway, she is known most for her ability to connect with her audience, me being one of them, and tell really compelling stories. That is true. And currently she is in CNN, and she's CNN International's Connecting Africa correspondent. And what she does is that she covers stories about people and companies driving trade across the continent. So if you're a money person, you're an international relations, specifically when it comes to trade, you want to understand how economies are working, the stock market, where Kenya is, you don't know where to invest, you don't know what industry is thriving, what industry is failing, what's outdated, what's a relevant new trend in the market, then she's somebody whose content you might want to look at. You will not be disappointed. She has worked in radio and TV for 14 years, both in Kenya and the US. Yeah. So, when you're hating on some of those people, ask yourself if you have 10,000 hours of work ethic and good output before you hate on somebody that you don't know what their journey was. So that's her journey. She's actually put in the work for a couple of decades. Yeah, 14 years is a long time. Okay, it's not a couple of decades, but it's almost a couple of decades. And she moderates high-level discussions. High-level. Wewe ukiwa hapo katikati ya watu wakiongea, does anybody be like, oh my God, you're such a good moderator. This is high-level. Ama it's just when people are fighting, you're like, we achana na yeye. No, high-level means that you're like, so what you're saying is, are we together? High-level moderation, high-level discussions, and these are global discussions ranging from business to climate change, tech innovation, and gender issues. Hapo tu ni tech innovation, lakini hapo tumeongelea AI. And because October is Cyber Security Month, tuko hapo. So even us, we're having high-level discussions. You see, guys, I told you we're moving. If you stick here with us, with me here on Shiva, I say us because we're a team. We're a team. I'm here, God is with me. I'm here with my producers, Tuko Wengi, and then there's you guys. So we're a team. So if you stick here with us, you're gonna be cruising along nicely. What is her work history? Kama mnataka kujua CV, ndio mjue what powerful women look like. What kind of, substance should you be having? She is a presenter. She started off as a presenter and a reporter. Kumanisha, she was presenting as well as reporting. If you are a journalist, you know that there's a difference. At Capital FM, I'm not going to give a crash course, pay me. I'll break it down for you. Otherwise, Google is your friend, or ask a friend to ask a friend. Tuko wengi sana I country tumefanya Mascom. Just find one of your unemployed friends and ask them what is the difference between presenting and reporting. Now, siwambie nimesema they're unemployed, because sisi wenye tulisomea journalism, mass communication, production, tunajua what it's like. So at this point, it's just a beautiful joke. It's funny. It's funny. So just ask them what the difference between reporting and presenting is. So she did that at Capital FM from 2011 to 2012. And then after that, she was a news anchor, a reporter, and a script editor at NTV. So that's under the Nation Media Group. In that same organization, she was co-hosting at some point with Larry Mado and Mark Masai. So you know these names. If you are keen, if you love quality news, if you know who people are as when it comes to giving accurate news and giving mostly unbiased opinions and reflections of things, well researched, well thought out, well presented, then these are your people. So they co-anchored NTV's primetime weekend edition, and shout out to her, because all of these people have awards. All of these are big shots. So if you're a journalist and you're aspiring to, these are the people you need to look into their journeys and see what they've been doing. She also, on NTV, she hosted Victoria's Lounge Show. Do you have a show named after you? Do you? Bado hauja make it. You're not a serious person. Do better. It's October. Do better. Fix it. And then she was a senior news anchor on Citizen TV alongside Jeff Koinange. So that is at RMS, Royal Media Services. Imagine you just partner with the best. Everybody you did work with is as great as you, or you're all trendsetters, levels, setting bars, setting standards, just making life hard for other people, giving them imposter syndrome. Stop it, guys. But look at that. This is what we want for ourselves. And I love this for her. I love the fact that she's a woman. Yes, she has ovaries, and I celebrate her for all of these achievements. Not because women can't, but because opportunities, very slim. Very slim. In kama flyer venye nauliza mama ampe kazi. It's hard. It's hard for women out here to make it to the top. We've talked about women breaking glass ceilings, right? Yeah, so she anchored along Jeff Koinange, and that particular time, she got an award, and she took a 3 months break after having worked at Citizen for a while. So still in the same place, still working for RMS. She took a 3 months break or leave to be trained by the BBC after winning her award, which I'm going to tell you about. So she was there for 6 years, 6 good years, consistency. And then there's our CVs in 2 months. Nisawa, everybody has their journey. Comparison is the thief of joy. Nishawambia. Currently, as we've said, she's an anchor with CNN Kenya. She's a correspondent as well as a moderator, and she started earlier this year. So congratulations to you, because this was a promotion, just the bigger and bigger levels. She is actually one of the highest paid journalists in the East African region. Go, ma'am. She earned before about 400K monthly. Sijui nilie. I don't know. All of a sudden, I might start developing allergies. 400K, even now, please, would save my life. Monthly. And akihamia Citizen, because we want to let you know what it looks like to be a powerful woman, down to the very details. A whooping 750K to 900K. Plus 100K allowance. So mita moja, Shorty was taking home, and she's like, I'm the man. It is me. I'm the one. I am the girl that I think that I am. Because wow. And you know what? The work ethic, the content, the substance, that is what got her to that level. So it's possible. It's possible. The ladders might be few and far in between. Some of them may have broken ranks. Some of them are being chopped out from under you, but they're there. You can climb up that ladder and make it to the top and become a millionaire off of your salary. Can you imagine? Like when other people are doing 6 different businesses, when mshahara too, and you can take 200k invest. Hiyo unaweza saidia msee mwambie, please start a business where China na mimi, stop begging. At this point, do you even struggle with black tax? Because you have so much money, you have enough to give people to silence them, and it doesn't make you feel anything. I'm just comparing myself with my humble level, which is growing. It's growing. But I'm just saying, wow, like, anyways, I guess when you have this much money, your problems are not the problems I have. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy that people are showing us what's possible, opening doors for women, creating spaces where we can also see ourselves and aspire to that level of greatness and not feel small, not feel incapable. So this is a little bit of her life story. Yeah, she shared this on NTV, Women Without Limits, which was hosted or is hosted by Reverend Kathy Kuna. This is what happened to her. She was an 18-year-old high school student in the US of A when she got pregnant. International pregnancy, guys. And she told her story on air to inspire teenage mothers because she herself was a teenage mother. She was really blessed in that her parents took her in and allowed her to study while pregnant. And she gave birth in 2005 and then focused on shaping her life for her daughter's sake. And she's done a great job because her daughter Nema joined university in August 2023, last year. So you see, success doesn't look like smooth flying. It doesn't look like you were born in privilege. You had the world handed to you because now, oopsie, now we're pregnant. Now we have to ask our parents to assist. Now you have to struggle through life with a baby because taking care of a baby is such a daunting task. It's a heavy task, even if you're throwing yourself into it and giving it your best. Raising a human being is a hard job. You need to be intentional. And imagine needing to think about somebody when you're 18, when you should be looking for ID ko wapi niende ni vote. But now you're like, diapers for my baby. And she went through that to show you that everybody has their fair share of issues. So whether it was something that could have been avoided or not, she made the best of it, you know, in the sense that let's not say that people are successful because of their privilege when clearly they still have, they're very well versed, they're very well adjusted in dealing with the struggles that the rest of us sometimes don't deal with. And I'm not saying it's the same. I know somebody in privilege having a baby at 18 is not the same as somebody who barely has food having a baby at 18. I understand that. I'm just saying that every level has its challenges, and challenges are challenges, even if we're experiencing them at different levels of privilege and different levels of exposure. Yes. She really believes in women's empowerment and second chances, and we can tell why. She enjoys cooking and photography during her free time. She's allowed, and she really loves traveling. First of all, your grandparents are gypsies from all over the continent, all over the globe. Like sijui Scottish, or Seychelles, or mwingine is from where? Like, no, like of course you love traveling. You were born sijui with your cells not knowing where to go. Like it's a lot. Like there's so much diversity in her blood that of course she loves traveling. And her unique voice, her refined English, her sense of fashion is really what keeps people glued to this screen when she's on, and she's very intentional to live a private life. Niliwaambia maneno ya kuweka mapenzi yenu, maisha yenu in social media, fix it. And she's very intentional. So she takes very few press interviews about her life. She stays clear of scandals because what scandal? Rumors, yes. Oh, dating Larry, sijui dating who? Please. But where the scandals? Nothing to be clean sheet. Like if you know, maybe because sijui loved a small circle. But as far as the public eye is concerned, she has a stellar reputation and she does not respond to gossip. Yeah, when they said that they were having a wedding with Larry Mado, she's just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what's happening. And she's also a dedicated philanthropist and advocate for education, women's empowerment, as well as youth development. And because of her background, she grew up in a multicultural background, and hence she learned to appreciate and to celebrate diversity at an early age. Her exposure to different cultures and perspectives has really influenced her approach to journalism, because there is no way you grow up as a foreigner, so to speak, in another country and not have perspective. You would have to be very dense and very shallow minded to not develop an appreciation for diversity when none of your parents or grandparents are from the same country, they're not from the same tribe, meaning that there's so many languages in your direct lineage and races, and then now the socio-economic thing of moving from Africa into the West, into a first world space, and still identifying as Kenyan. There's no way. You'd have to be completely dense. You'd have to be daft. You'd have to be danda to not celebrate diversity with that kind of a background. So let's do better to expose ourselves. We may not have been born into families that expose us to different backgrounds, but can we please teach ourselves about what's going on in other people's cultures, what's going on in other people's tribes, what's going on in other people's countries, so that we can appreciate diversity as opposed to giving ignorant responses every time, oh, Nigerians are drug dealers, oh, South Africans are xenophobic, oh, Ugandans are boring, oh, Tanzanians are lazy. Those stereotypes are boring. Have something beyond that to say. Let that be a first sentence that is justified by so many other things that you know about this country, and you can make a good, healthy argument. And you're able to say, I love this, and this particular thing I do not like. But if all you have to say about other people's tribes, their food, their dress, their countries is negative things, then I'm sorry, sir, ma'am, you are ignorant. Do better. Thank you. We have agreed. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And because she was exposed to different cultures and perspectives, she is very sensitive, and she has a great, bandwidth of understanding when it comes to how she reports on issues. She proudly embraces her heritage, and she uses her platform to promote unity and to promote understanding among different ethnic groups in Kenya. We need more of us in public platforms promoting unity, because there's a lot of people doing a lot to create disunity intentionally at the expense of common mwananchi, at the expense of our country, at the expense of our sovereignty as a country, in the sense that we're not a country, we're fragmented segments of different things that don't even make sense, because we say we're Kenyan, yet when it comes down to it, you don't really identify as Kenyan, you identify as your tribe. And there's nothing wrong with identifying as your tribe, guys. I hope we're together. I hope I haven't lost anybody. I hope nobody's floating. Please try to stay with me. There's nothing wrong with being proud of your ethnic background. The issue is doing it at the expense of the next person from a different background, thinking that yours is superior. You might be better at doing this particular thing, but best believe that you're also really terrible at doing another thing that the next guy from the other tribe is, good at. So let's try have some balance. Let's try have some common sense. Let's try have some Ubuntu, some love. All right? Okay. So obviously her parents played a really crucial role in shaping her values and her work ethic. So if you are intending on procreation, reproducing, replicating yourself, or you're already there, be intentional, because what you do when your child is growing up really influences who they become in future. Yeah. Yes. And the parents really emphasized on the importance of education and service to community. And you can see that through her philanthropy. I cannot speak. And the things that she is all about. And what awards does she have? She was awarded the BBC World News Komla Dumor Award in 2020. So that is one of the, if you're a writer or a journalist, it's similar to the Pulitzer. It is not the same as a Nobel Peace Prize. It's like an Oscar, like a baby Oscar. It's a lot. It's a heavy accolade. And the training opportunity that we had talked about earlier, where she took 3 months leave to train when she was working for RMS, that is what got her that. And she went abroad to train for that. She also has been named at the top 40 under 40 women in 2024. So she is truly the cream of the crop in our country. So if you want to reach out to her, she is V Rubadiri on Facebook. On Instagram, she's at Victoria_Rubadiri. And on Twitter, she is at Vicky Rubadiri. So that's how you can go show her some love. Go subscribe to her content. Go follow her. Go see what it looks like to be a powerful woman. Go see what it looks like to be a powerful journalist, a powerful news anchor, a powerful show host, a powerful media personality. Because you can take a couple of lifts from her book if you are intentional about learning. So yes, that was a powerful woman for today. That is the woman that we are celebrating, and we've done, I think, even if I do say so myself, I feel like we've done justice to that, because now you know what it looks like. You know what it looks like, what the journey looks like, what somebody's, intentionality, where it gets them, their work ethic, the kinds of jobs that you need to juggle to get to a particular position, the journey, so that this lies of social media of getting stardom in 2 years, in 2 months, can stop being a silly dream. We understand that as much as, yes, people do blow up out of nowhere, it's not for everybody. Like, a lot of us have to do the work. And even after you blow up, to sustain it, you need to be a very, 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 very serious woman. But to conclude this beautiful session, we are going to listen to, where are we? Let me see where we are. So we're going to listen to Mwanake Millennial by Motoria and A Rush, and as well as Tonight by Nikita Kering and Little Minor.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Sukuru itangiria maya korutako mwana kentetio milioni ithatũ na itangiria mae mwana kumana sukuru itangiria maya korutako mwana kentetio milioni ithatũ na itangiria mae. No hay que ir a Harambe, no hay que ir a Harambe, no hay que ir a Harambe, no hay que ir a Harambe. Kana hai tenda, kana hai tenda, kana hai tenda, kana hai tenda. Kana edia kidne, kana edia kidne. Kana edia kidine, kana edia kidine. Kana hikia modongo, kana hikia modongo, kana hikia modongo, kana hikia modongo, modongo. Duda wa mwali wakana Dotereire kana Diyo kana Diyo muhiki Jokia beselia makoete karaoke Na nini ikanga Kia kana matri Jemo kagira forithi
No te iru Harambe
No escribo harambe, no escribo harambe, no escribo harambe. Canajeo tenda, canajeo tenda, canajeo tenda, canajeo tenda. Canadia kidine, Canadia kidine, Canadia kidine, Canadia kidine. Canaikia motogo, Canaikia motogo, Canaikia motongo, Canaikia motogo, motogo.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Feel this energy between you and me. Take it if you want to. If you wanna come and take advantage of me tonight. Feel this energy between you and me. Take it if you want to. If you wanna come and take advantage of me tonight. Show me your place, I'm on my way right now. Keep me awake up in your bed, I'm down. Playing my song, you feel the bass line now. Turn me around and he said, why not on me? Body girl, why not on me? Pick it up, you dropped your crown down, shorty. It be white, so name your price today. Open your eyes, up on this ride, I'm ready. Feel this energy, it's when you and me. Take it if you want to. If you wanna come and take advantage of me tonight. Feel this energy. Take advantage of me tonight. There you go again, there you go again. Looking innocent, but that don't mean you haven't take. It's irrelevant, how you sentiment. Baby, cover me. There you go again, there you go again. Looking innocent, but that don't mean you haven't take. It's irrelevant, how you sentiment. Baby, baby, baby.
Basi twende east tuone life ya maji. Nasikia we ndio Beyonce, Stana ndio Jay-Z. I really need your energy, tubonge mami. First date nilimshikia hiyo mbling easily, cause I'm really tryna invest you. Kiss and caress you, staki kukuforce bana dai ukuje kwetu tonight wapi venue. Wewe ndio menu, jibaga lafu hadisia hizo zetu. Yeah, I like the way you dress mami, unanimpress. And tonight I just want to caress. Anate tumekosana, so unajua unani-stress. Usisikize how manambli, you're my only impress. Plus I don't kiss and tell, nina vibes kakatel. Wita nipatie koka lafu yo matel. Na sijikona ni diamond, it's so hard to tell. Mara I need you, I want you, does that ring a bell?
This energy, it's when you and me. Take it if you want to. If you wanna come and take advantage of me tonight. This energy, it's when you and me. Take it if you want to. If you wanna come and take advantage of me tonight. Yeah. Everything like it don't sound. Baby, do everything I make it unsound. Baby, 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 baby.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Hey, mwanake millennial by Motoria and a rush guy. Si millennials kuna shida. Ati sijui hatutaki kufanya kazi, lazima tuhikie modhogo, we must marry white people, sijui ama tuuze kidney, we sell kidneys. Imagine you're a kidney. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I've thought about it. I'm not going to lie. I have thought about it. You know, some of our parents, the older ones, and our grandparents, when hawakuchukua shamba za Kenyatta, they broke the economy. Boomers, we blame you. We honestly, and first generation of millennials, mlikuwa wapi? Where were you? Because Gen Zs, you see how they're fighting. Why did you not fight? Some katuachilia, and we're just so now everything they're saying in that song is true. And yes, it is in the language of Adwa Morema, or the Morema's people, and they were just saying millennials had to do Kenya wanataka. Like, they are not serious people. They don't want to work. They don't imagine we don't want. We are achana na Gen Z when they are working innovatively. Like, we don't want because we're tired. Like, we're just discussing here with my producer. Like, we didn't have internet and then we had internet. And then some of us had parents and then we don't have parents. Like, we just don't know what we're supposed to be doing. We're in between, and wacha tumia mazilinio because maneno ya millennial, Motoria and Erosh mtachana na sisi. And I have a question for Miss Nikita Karing. And Little Minor, Sasa, with all the allegations against Diddy and Jay-Z being right there somewhere in the margins, do you still want to be Beyonce and Jay-Z? I just artistically, I see what you're saying, king and queen, but you see those names? Did you know? Now that you know, would you have changed the lyrics if you could release the song again? It's a remix. So if you could remix the remix, would you now say ata sujui enyewe cause hakunanga, there's no Jay-Z and Beyonce wengine. So it's sad. But hey, that song is vibes. I love their pairing and Evo too. So thank you so much, Miss Rubiduri, because we are very empowered, feeling empowered. And yes, that's millennials. How old are your millennials? She's a millennial. If you're a millennial and you don't have you don't have 14 years backing you, hey, there's nothing that can be done. It's actually late. TikTok. Yeah, don't ask me where my husband is, First, I'm waiting for the husband. We've said, give me a lakeside boy. Give me a man who loves Jesus and who speaks to me in Kijaluo. That's what I want. I don't want our people. Am I being tribalistic against myself? Like, I want a romantic man, guys. I don't want to be ulizwad about Kanyama. Like, I've brought you meat. That's not romantic. Buy me flowers. Like, call me names that mean nothing. Call me your pumpkin, your sugar, your pie. Like, what is saying this is the one that I'm with? What's that, guys? Watu Kiambu, watu Nyeri, what's that? Can we actually fix it? I feel like I'm speaking for a whole generation. Stop it, because you're gonna lose all of us. We are going to go that side. We're gonna go there, have our hearts broken, have babies for those people, come back to cry to you. And what can you do? So please, can you start being romantic, guys? Thank you very much. Right about now, we're getting into our discussion for the day in our mental health series, and today we're talking about what mental health looks like over the span of a woman's life. Yes, something I've been trying to do very intentionally is really trying to get us to understand, especially if you've been following, why are some of these things constantly being spoken about? It is because of the kind of impact, the kind of consequences, not taking action, not talking about it, not advocating against some things, advocating for some things actually has. And some of these things are dire. So today we are looking into the, understanding mental health over a woman's lifetime. What does it look like when there's mental health challenges, to be more specific? What does it look like? What are the dangers? What are the different conditions? And while we're doing that, I'm still getting feedback. About what I asked you guys earlier. Of, do you want a beautiful man with a beard that is connecting? Ladies, do you want a man who has substance in his pocket with no brain? Or would you rather a man who has brains to make the money but comes without the money, but, potential equal? Or rather, the vision is there. And men, sirs, here with us, Sheversations. What do you think women want? What have they shown you? Have you been seeing dust, shege? You've been seeing nothing? Nasi shege wa Muranga, like shege, like Nigerian shege, dust, vumbi. Do you understand? Because nyinyi wengine hamkwangi hapa, mnakwanga nje. Stop. I need to come up with a wow, because every day stop it. I feel like a broken record. Yeah. Yeah, let me know. Let me know. And I saw that one of you guys was telling us what CNN stands for. Cable. You said cable what? It was cable what, Flozz? What was it? Cable. We're looking for it. Cable News Network. Thank you for knowing what it is. Thank you for being educated. I know you Googled it. So thank you. That is Moses at T-Budget. Thank you for being a Sheversationalist. We appreciate you. And even if you knew, I'm happy. It's just that people never know what this thing stands for. BBC, Broadcasting, British Broadcasting Corporation, British Broadcasting Channel. It's got to be one of them. Okay. Yeah, I know things. So even you probably knew that already. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. You can continue giving your feedback, your thoughts, your comments, complaints. You don't like me, you don't like the way I speak. Let me know. Let me know over there on the YouTube comment section. Let me know in our inbox at Power Radio. It is 27 minutes. You have 27 minutes of this show to catch me live, to catch me and have me respond live, speak to me directly. And I'll give you aura for aura, whatever it is that you need from me. Yeah. So diving into this mental health conversation, we have a bit of a timeline of what actually happens with sex and gender and then over time. So specifically with regards to women and the mental health issues they go through. Yeah. And because we have biological differences, then that's going to really impact. That's actually really going to impact the way that we are experiencing life, because hormones are not the same. Our psychology is set up different. And then there's so many societal differences between men and women that actually do influence how mental health issues develop. So we are looking at mental health issues in particular, right? When it comes to social and economic determinants of mental health, last week we talked about that. We talked about how poverty rates, how climate change is actually really disadvantageous towards women because of their socio-economic position. And in a previous edition of our economic justice shows, we talked about how the informal market, the informal labor force, 80% of it is women, and that a majority of those women do not have systems that allow them to have protection, to have medical care, to have contracts, to have laws and policies that assist or help or protect them from being exploited. And also the fact that for 40% of women, majority of their salary goes into the household, as opposed to it's only the same case. It's that the case for men is only 20% of their salary that they take back into their household. Again, when we think about men and women and we're given these statistics, we're not talking about you, we're not talking about me. We might be, but not necessarily talking about the three people that you know that might be in a different situation. We are looking at throughout the country, the different socioeconomic levels, the different areas of the country, what's actually happening when this research is done. So now we are seeing that it's easier for women to become affected by mental health issues because of those socio-economic issues. Makes sense, yes? So if you've been following, then you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, that they're more susceptible to all of those things because of the social setups, the lack of social considerations. So there is significant difference between genders when it comes to how common mental health disorders are developed, with some of these disorders being more prevalent in women. So again, this is not just shop talk. This is not just, oh my God, women are great, girls who run the world, girls. It's let's actually sit down and have logical conversations about what's going on. Let's look around us. Let's go, talk to some psychologists. Week after next, we're going to have a psychologist here. She's going to help us understand, the psyche of a woman, why it is that women are so susceptible, and also the basic differences between men and women that determine a lot of these issues that we have, and also the disparities, because y'all like receipts, right? I come with the receipts. One of the issues is ADHD. This is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Kama uliambiwa uko na kiherehere as a child, chances are that you could have had ADHD, like you can't calm down. And I don't mean a lot of energy. I mean like the inability to focus, the inability to just, have your train of thought going towards one, one intentional line. You're just all over the place even when you don't want to. That's a lot. And the symptoms are related to having irregular attention, becoming impulse, and sometimes hyperactivity. So this really challenges your executive functioning. Executive ni hapa, faculties za exec, managerial faculties ziko hapa on the inside. If you have ADHD, it really affects the way that you think and the way that you make decisions. And then you struggle with time management, you struggle with organization, decision making, you struggle with your working memory. You cannot remember. You don't know, you can't remember. You struggle with planning, you struggle with emotional regulation, and to prioritize. You don't know what you should do first, last. And I don't mean you're confused. I mean you really struggle to really process things correctly and give them the order and the order of importance that they should have in terms of urgency. So this diagnosis rate is not because boys are more likely to develop ADHD than girls. It is because ADHD symptoms may present differently in girls, making it harder to identify this disorder in them. And when it is harder to identify this disorder in girls, then it means that they are going to struggle with this and they're not going to get the assistance, the guidance, and the tools to adjust that they need. And as a result, drama, trauma, mashida, just a lot of mess. And research shows that boys with ADHD tend to have symptoms that are easier for others to see. So the way that they express it is a bit more obvious. It's a bit more on the nose in comparison to girls. This is according to McLean Hospital. So this is a psychology-based, medical-based organization because we like to be reputable. Over here, personally, I have studied psychology, do not have a qualification in the same. So let's leave it to the experts. And that's what they say, that the symptoms are easier to see. And for example, they tend to run around more often. They're not discouraged to do that. They behave more inappropriately. They act physically aggressive and are more outgoing, whereas girls are encouraged, sometimes forced, to just tulia. A girl should be seen and not heard. So if a girl struggles with ADHD, it would take a much longer time, most of the time, to diagnose that uyu akona shida. Because if all the boys are running around, you can tell that this one wants to be Usain Bolt. And you'll be like, uyu ni kama akona shida. And then most likely, you're going to look into that. So now girl symptoms are harder to see. For example, they may have trouble paying attention in some situations or have low self-esteem because they are more verbal than physically aggressive like when it compares to boys. So a lot of ADHD symptoms physically are shown when you're doing a lot of physical activity. And if girls are not encouraged to express themselves in that area, or culturally they don't express themselves in that area, then it means that you are not going to understand what is wrong with this person. And because now they are repressed, they're suppressed, and nobody knows what's wrong with them, they feel like there's a problem and they're not able to express, then you find that this condition stays and is not identified. And because they display fewer behavioral problems compared to boys with ADHD, it can be harder to notice their problems. So they really struggle because this is often overlooked and it leads to severe problems down the road. Unaambia we uko na drama. Oh. It's very sad. It's actually very, very sad. So these are the symptoms of ADHD and somebody who has had it and has not been diagnosed or has been struggling with it for a while. You appear more withdrawn. You struggle with low confidence and low self-esteem. You exhibit higher degrees of anxiety. You have difficulty keeping up with your schoolwork or your peers in the classroom when you're developing. You have difficulty paying attention in class. You exhibit verbal aggressiveness and engage in teasing or name calling. And you also appear not to listen from time to time, which a lot of the time will be tagged as bad behavior, yet somebody is struggling with a mental health disorder. So that looks like childhood. Another one, let's move on to adolescence real quick. Depression, anxiety, and eating disorders. We have all Okay, most of us. Okay. Many of us have watched movies from our first world colleagues in Tinsel Town where girls are just putting fingers down their throat and puking, and you're like, yeah, I have bulimia. I don't want to be fat. That's an eating disorder. And it's prone with girls because of, the pressure, body image pressures. Wow. Depression and anxiety, bonus mental health issues. And they often start to appear as children become adolescents, the most common of them being these three. And if they occur, they appear alongside one another. It starts with anxiety, depression. Now you're not eating or you're overeating. So in young women, research shows that twice as many young women experience depression during their lives as men. So we're not talking about what you do when you're depressed. No. Experience depression, like actively going through depression. This is research, not me. So this is towards, this is speaking to, people that say that, no, people just cook the statistics. You just want to favor men. It's there. Go talk to your local therapist that your friend who's studying psychology, and ask them to go look over, the reputable sites, statistics, the books, to see what gender studies are saying about mental health issues. Because of its prevalence, very, very, very prevalent, it's really important to understand its symptoms, diagnosis, as well as treatment, which is why we have these conversations. Some of the signs of depression include significant changes in sleep habits, such as sleeping more often or not at all. Major changes in eating habits, such as eating more often or not at all. Really losing enjoyment in activities that used to bring pleasure. Emotional lability, which means that you have a really rapid mood swings, as well as moving quickly from happiness to anger and sadness, as well as thoughts of suicide, self-harm, or attempts of self-harm and suicide. There are so many factors that play a role towards somebody developing depression, particularly teenage girls, and there's weight issues, problems with friends, long-term bullying, academic problems. These are things that would make a girl very likely to struggle with depression. And now imagine if this girl has undiagnosed ADHD, turns into depression, eating disorder, anxiety disorders. Now you have a whole cocktail of mental health issues, and now we have to cast some demons out. Gosh, that's really sad. Let us stay woke. Let us be alert. Let us be aware of what these things are so that we can deal with them. So this is create awareness amongst the people around you. If you see the symptoms in somebody, reach out, call somebody, get some resources, and see what to do. So these things normally need to be diagnosed and treated as soon as possible. And it really helps if you can get therapy, counseling, community support, and in some cases, medication. Antidepressants are very, very, very controversial, but they may be used to treat depression in women as well as in teens. And sometimes individuals may benefit from inpatient therapy. So you check yourself in and say, hey, I feel like I want to die. I feel like the world is gray and the birds don't sing anymore and the sun is not warm. Can you take care of me for a while? There's nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in asking for help and getting it when it is needed. And suicide attempts look different in women and girls compared to men. So this is what research shows, that women are more likely to attempt suicide and men are more likely to be successful. Kudos, guys. That was sarcasm. And this is largely based on the violent methods often used by men in their attempts. So just more force, more brutality, more, directness. And so yes, more men do lose their lives to suicide, but more women attempt suicide. So we're looking at it, and now we're at the place of women and adolescents. Anxiety in young women is a common disorder amongst adolescent girls as well as young women. And according to the American Psychiatric Association, that's the APA, women are twice as likely as men to experience generalized anxiety disorder or panic disorder. And I feel like if you went to high school, you saw this. if you were in a mixed school, if you've gone to campus, you've seen this. Like, it's very rare to see guys having breakdowns. Not to say that they don't have them, but best believe there's more girls around you having breakdowns, panic, anxiety disorder, panic disorders as compared to guys. So we're not dismissing anybody. We're just saying that there is a gender thing to this mental health issues, and it's very, very, very sad. And why would you be struggling from these things? Because of pressure, to perform in the classroom, outside of the classroom for adolescents, as well as that bar rising when it comes to performing in the workplace. Yes, everybody has that, but we're just talking about how it affects women. Physical and biological changes, I'm not even going to go into that because there's ovaries, there's hormones. It's a no for me. I could do without that, Eve. Thank you very much. When we get to heaven, we're gonna have a brawl. All right? Me and the ladies, we're gonna talk about it fist to fist. And the presence of other mental health conditions will bring depression, will bring anxiety, will bring eating disorders. That is very sad. That is quite sad. So we've looked at that, and then now we're looking at women premenstrual syndrome, PMS. Meskia PMS. It's not just being in a bad mood. PMS is fluctuations in hormones, like up and down, up and down. It's a whole roller coaster, like literally outside of our control. The chemicals inside are not balancing. If you did chemistry, you understand a little drop of something wrong, phew, the whole thing is ruined. Now imagine your body doing that against you. It's truly not intentional. Yes, we try to manage it. We should try to manage it because it does affect our day-to-day life. But man, it is crazy. It comes before their period, our period, most of the time. And sometimes during, but premenstrual syndrome is before. During, there is a whole thing. There's this period symptoms and post-period symptoms. It's a whole circus. It's a whole circus. And it shows up differently from person to person. And most of the common symptoms is fluctuating emotions, headaches, as well as bloating. And particularly women who have been diagnosed with depression as well as anxiety really do experience severe symptoms of PMS, and they're often worse than women who do not have depression or anxiety, because when you have depression and anxiety, you're not processing anything okay. Now your brain is off, your psyche you're not okay, and then now your body, man, it's like the Avengers of mental health issues. We also have premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which is when okay, let's look at the symptoms. So you have worse cramps, you have tenderness, you have bloating, but then emotional impact is worse. So this means you have extreme mood swings that could look like what do you call this thing? Bipolar disorder. You have tension, you have irritability, and severe depression just because you're on your period. So that is what premenstrual dysphoric disorder is. It is PMS on steroids. That's a demonic level, honestly. Like it's bad, because if you're a woman who's gone through this, you feel like, no. At this point, I'm being attacked. How can my own body be fighting against me? It's not a cute thing. It's not a cute thing. And in so many situations, the symptoms of PMDD can be so severe that they harm a woman's everyday life. And it doesn't only impact the relationships, the personal relationships of that person, but also professional relationships as well. Because if you're having severe mood swings, extreme depression, and this is going to happen to you one week every single month, imagine you're not able to live a stable life. So we need to take care of women because this is something very particular to them. And then moving over to our older ladies, we've got into the later stage of life, postpartum depression. Now, when you are ready for birth, at that point, it's normal to have a degree of emotional, let down afterwards. However, this baby blues, postpartum blues, could actually turn into something. If it persists for more than 2 weeks, the mother is usually diagnosed with postpartum depression. And now people are talking about it, even though there's still a lot of shame and self-shaming. I've seen a lot of self-shaming from mothers who are going through this. Yet you gave life. You're such a beautiful creature. And it's so sad when there isn't enough information so that you can be supported adequately. And some of the most common symptoms include mood swings, anxiety, crying fits, appetite problems, trouble sleeping, and feelings of being overwhelmed. There's also postpartum psychosis. Wow. It is a condition that usually shows up during the first days or weeks after delivery, and it looks like confusion, disorientation, hallucinations, sleep disturbances, and paranoia. You look like you're not okay. The mother could even attempt to harm the child. Do you guys remember this Kitengela lady last year who stabbed her baby? And she was singing and somebody was recording. She locked herself up. That was postpartum psychosis. It's very sad. Whatever it is that we believe about it, depending on our value system, medically, that is what that is. That is what that is. And it's very, very sad. It's very sad. Menopause. And I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying that these things, if you diagnose them, you can assist people, and some situations don't need to get that bad. Menopause happens towards the end of a woman's reproductive years, and her hormones start to shift all of a sudden. It's hot. I hear them talking about hot flashes, and a woman is prone to depression, anxiety, and their hormone levels just they do a lot, and then their mental health is really, really affected. And because midlife has other stresses associated, with aging, then you find that really affects mild mental health symptoms and exaggerates them. So any changes in mood or behavior should be addressed with a medical professional. Why? Because this is a medical issue. This is a biological process, and there are solutions. There's things that can be done to give support to women. So have we gone through the lifespan of a woman? Yes, we have. Yes, we have. And in another edition of our mental health issues, we are going to continue to go through some other more extreme ones like borderline personality disorder, as well as substance use disorders, because we have a lot of women with babies in the streets, and men are there, yes. But why are there so many women when we believe that women are the ones that hold society together? Why are they out there in the streets when they're so susceptible to everything else, being raped, being pregnant? Oh my goodness. And the list is it's endless, but for today's edition, there are so many different mental health issues that are particular to women or are affecting women at a very specific rate in comparison to men, and not to what's the English for this word? Not to invalidate anybody's experience, but to show you that there is a reason why we need to have a gender lens when it comes to these issues, because only then can we address the issues as they deserve to be addressed for the sake of effectiveness. So that we take care of our girlies, we take care of our mothers, we take care of our sisters, and then they are able to take care of everybody else. We come from an African society where honestly women are the backbone of society. Africa is held up by women. Africa's economy, which is mostly and largely informal, is carried by women in our villages, in our farms, in our homes. We may not feature as much in the boardrooms. We may not feature as much in the formal white-collar economy, but we know why. Systems. And now, if we can have a gender lens perspective when it comes to mental health, realizing that there's kids with ADHD, teenagers with, depression. We have young ladies with anxiety, older ladies going through postpartum depression. We have menopause, and then we have so many things that are attached to this is worse because you're a woman, and it is harder for us to diagnose because you're a woman. Then you start to see the need of why we need to be having gendered conversations. And there are a lot of organizations that are doing good work to curb this. And those are the conversations that we're going to continue having in our mental health for women series, mental health, good mental health for the girlies. We want everybody to be the right kind of cuckoo, cuckoo for the ones that you love, cuckoo for the newest edition of the bag that you want, cuckoo because of the yogurt that you're just craving, that you just can't do without, and not because we're literally going crazy and it is going unchecked. There is enough crazy women, narratives in society, and it needs to reach a point where we ask ourselves, if these are the women that raise us, take care of us, nurture us, then why are they also mad? Something is not giving. Mnanipata? Yes, and that has been today's Sheversations. Mniambie, if you're still looking for wababas who have a brains, and can make something out of it with substance, or you want somebody with substance who doesn't necessarily have brains. Ama, you just want a connecting beard. Let me know. You can still let me know in my DMs. The Sheversation never ends, but today's edition for the week is over for now. Guys, it's Friday. The weather is beautiful. Nyinyi wengine mmelipwa. I'm still waiting for mine. Please enjoy responsibly. Otherwise, you'll be leaving your cars at home in the next week and a half because hamna petrol. Nawaonanga sana nyinyi watu wa gari. Mimi bado sijawafikia. Please do better. Can we please start investing and saving money and budgeting properly? Please, me and just Ivy, we are financial gurus. What do you mean? Watch this space. Tukua mnaniona huku nje. Please let's spend our salaries responsibly, even as we fight against SHIF, SHA, CG, whatever visas that are being given to tourists. Tourists, we love you. Our government is the issue. Enjoy your weekend responsibly. If you're a believer, go to church. If you're not a believer, go to church. Love on somebody, share love, and I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to see you on Monday. And let's cap this off with Negwedete by Brandy Minor and Mandy, because that's how I'm feeling about you, babes. Yes, I love you. And this has been Sheversations. I am out.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Yeah, back with another one. Let's get it. Nikiwa na wewe na pepea, baby boy don't leave. Vitu nyingi tumeshare, you my one and only. Oh Mr. Man, mi nataka tu kukuona more Mr. Man. If I give it all I have Mr. Man, utarudi lini mimi nakumiss. I'll be the first one to admit that it's not getting easier. My playlist is still playing your songs. Now that you're gone, I still wanna call once and for all. I can't let you go away. Now that
kama bado sina pete. Daiga sore maita dhate, fika hivi yard basi unipepete. Kosa si kosa ila kosa kurudia, na kama yamepita basi baby na kuahidia ata upende mwingine mimi nitakupigania, wakileta makahasho mimi nitawachachishia.
I'll be the first one to admit that it's not getting easier. My playlist is still playing your songs. Now that you're gone, I still wanna call once and for all. I can't let you go away. Now that you're gone, I still wanna call once and for all. I can't let you go away. Yeah, gone. Leo nitakatika tu on my own. Leo nitakaa tu na nikae home. Now that my baby is gone, he's gone.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Power Radio.